AITA for refusing to have my facial scar photoshopped for the wedding? Me. F32. Andy fiancé. M34. Aaron are getting married soon. We got done with wedding planning, although my future mother-in-law basically disagreed with every arrangement we had. This whole issue came up recently. Aaron and I were discussing the wedding photos, and my facial scar that I had in my early 20s came up. Aaron suggested that we have this area of my face, where my scar is located, photoshopped. I laughed thinking he was joking, but he said it was for real. I was taken aback. But he explained that this is what photoshopping is for, and that these are wedding photos that last for years and he'd rather them be flawless. I looked at him and asked if he sees my face as a flaw. He immediately apologized and said absolutely not. It's just that all couples point out what should and should not be photoshopped to get the best wedding photos. He then admitted it was his mom's suggestion and he saw that she had a point this time. I refused and we began fighting. Aaron said that I was being a huge overreactor and that it's not about the scar itself, but the overall look of the photos, and I was being too sensitive for no reason. I had an argument with my future mother-in-law after she nicely tried to talk me into considering it. Most the women in the family agreed with her and Aaron and said this is what photoshopping is for. And lots of people do it because they're not happy with a certain area in their appearance. I told them I'm different because I'm not bothered by my appearance, nor do I want to change it for any reason or occasion for that matter. They went on to say I need therapy for me to cope with my past trauma, but I don't think my refusal has anything to do with it. Aaron is visibly upset with my response. He said he loves me no matter what, and I was ridiculous to be so hung up on this non-issue and holding it against him and his family who want what's best for me. I don't know if this is just my past insecurities popping up, and I'm not sure if I'm overreacting and getting offended for no reason. NTA I have massive scars in various places on my body, and many of them are openly visible in my wedding photos. One of my in-laws made the same awful suggestion about Photoshop, and my husband shut her down by pointing out we wanted the photos to be of us, not some perfect, unrealistic image of us. I'm so sorry your fiancé and his family are shallow enough to think that photos of you as you aren't good enough. I was ridiculous to be so hung up on this non-issue. If it's such a non-issue, why doesn't he back down? He's the one hung up on it, not you. NTA. NTA. Both Aaron and his mom are the awe here. I am actually surprised you want to get married into a family that basically don't like how you look and want to change you through Photoshop, and even saying you need to go to therapy? Holy moly, they sound like terrible people that simply want to control and change you into what they think is perfect. Have Aaron's awe face photoshopped out of your photos and see if he likes how you fixed the flaws. NTA. NTA. Everyone else has said everything, but I am so caught up with the go to therapy for past trauma. I mean, the fact that you don't want to hide the scar would tell me you're pretty damn well over it and confident. Maybe they should go to therapy to get over your past trauma if they so damn worried about it. Addition. Cut your mill out of the planning of the wedding. If you still even want to marry this dude, it's your wedding, not hers. If your fiancé can't faux anything without his mommy there, it's another big red flag for your future. NTA. It is one thing if you wanted to have your scar photoshopped. It is very different for someone else to do so. NTA. NTA. If you remove the scar, your wedding photos won't look like you. Fake perfection is not a worthy goal. If the scar is not visible on both sides of your face, you could get pics taken from both angles and then decide which you like best. But I fully support your desire not to Photoshop your scar out. It's not a temporary mark. Like a pimple. It's part of your face now. NTA. This is my second Maya Angelou. When someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. Post in 5 minutes. NTA. Maybe you should Photoshop Mill right out of the pictures. Fiancé is an asshole for not telling his mom to mind her own damn business. Photoshopping is for getting rid of a pimple that appeared on the wrong day, not changing how you actually look. Why would he want a photo from your wedding day with someone that doesn't actually look like his wife? NTA. NTA. You need to think if you want this family and person in your life. Wanting what's best for you means supporting your decisions. He is marrying you, and that include your facial scars. And him calling you an overreactor? Being too sensitive? This will happen every time you disagree in the future, and you need to realize that it's not healthy. If he brought it up as an option and you declined, that should have been that. He's trying to make your feelings unimportant, but they're not. You're beautiful with your scar, and he should think that too. NTA. If it's such a non-issue, then they can be the ones to drop it. NTA. I can't believe they thought that was appropriate to suggest. I'm sure it took you years to accept your scars, and to suggest you Photoshop them is so unbelievably tone deaf. Tell them to go take a run and jump. Absolutely NTA. They are wrong in many ways. For one, Photoshop is for temporary things you wish you could change on your day. A spill on your wedding dress. A pimple that couldn't get covered up. A bruise that came out of nowhere. Photoshop shouldn't be used to change who you are and what you really look like. Obviously, I don't know your exact story, but I am a firm believer that every scar you have is earned. It's a story that contributed to who you are right now in this moment. To take that way is stealing what makes you, you. It's rich of him to complain about your oversensitivity, when he and his family are the ones going on and on about something that shouldn't have even be brought up at all. If I were in your shoes, him even bringing this up would make me uncomfortable. The fact that he's not dropping it and even doubling down while choosing his family over protecting you would have me rethinking the entire impending marriage. They went on to say, I need therapy for me to cope with my past trauma, but I don't think my refusal has anything to do with it. Holy projection. Batman. You are owning your scars, trauma enough not to hide them in your wedding photos. I don't know you, so forgive me if this comment is overreaching. But to me, that would be a sign that you are in a good place with your trauma. You're confidently showing it and you aren't hiding. It's your fiancé and his family who aren't coping, if they are so uncomfortable with your scar, that they're turning it into this huge family drama. NTA. And think hard about what this incident is showing you about your fiancé's true character. NTA. Please don't marry someone like that. Him and his family are shallow, cruel, and bullies. NTA. And I would seriously consider if you want to marry this gaslighting off. Oh no, of course I don't see your scar as a flaw. I just want it photoshopped out of our photos. Because it's about the overall look of the photos and how your scar disrupts the perfection. But I totally don't think it's a flaw, and you are being ridiculous and oversensitive for thinking that's what I'm saying. I'll now proceed to get my whole family to pressure you. But it's also no big deal. Sheesh, you have hang-ups, girl. Quote. NTA. You should not have to hide who you are because of how someone else feels. It's your wedding, your photos, your face. It's part of who you are, and unconditionally loving you is part of the promise of a spouse in marrying you. However you got your scar, it is nothing about which to be ashamed. Wear it with the defiant pride which comes from NGAF what others think. NTA. This isn't removing an untimely pimple or bruise on your arm from when your friend but you on your hen's night. True story. It's part of you. You have every right to be angry. Heck, even I'm angry for you. Your scar is clearly part of who you are, and photoshopping it fundamentally changes the person you are in your wedding photos. Keep standing up for yourself. NTA. They don't get to decide what's best for you. If you wanted the scar photoshopped, that would be different. Your fiancé and his family are saying that they see it as a flaw. Your fiancé even said photoshopping is for people who are not happy with the way they look. You clearly are and don't need therapy for being secure in the way you look. If it is a non-issue, why are they fighting you over it? Also, decisions about the wedding pictures are between you and your fiancé only. His family don't get a say.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. AmITheAsshole is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.